Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to another Sunday live stream with me. Wow, welcome to join me for this self-love talk. That's what I have in mind to speak about because self-love has been such a huge transformation. It's transformed my life in so many ways. So, yeah, we can't speak enough about self love. So, I hope you love this topic just as much as I do. Maybe you are in a place where I was a few years ago when I actually wasn't aware how important it is. And I would be, I would say that self love wasn't even in my vocabulary, especially 10 years ago when I was challenged. Um, I ran toy shops in Stockholm, Sweden. And first of all, I want to say welcome to you who's joining me. Welcome, welcome. And please let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know in the comments so I can. I would love to know how far I can reach out in the world with these Sunday lives. Because recently I've been thinking about. I actually post my weekly videos, my YouTube videos. I did 1 to 2 videos a week, and I post them to be able to reflect upon what feels right for me. Because it's so easy to just get lost in this social media jungle, right? All these algorithms that you're gonna please, and now AI, and I got to a point where I like, what is real? So I just took a few steps back and allow myself to pause this for a while and just do my Sunday streams, because I want to show up everywhere in my authentic way as me. I don't want to be stressed over algorithms and start to pretend and do things that is not aligned with who I am and what I'm here to do. So again, I would love to hear where you are tuning in from because it's really helped me. Can we do this without concerning about algorithms? And it's so easy to get stressed over these likes and comments and amount of views and all these things. And I just want to take the opportunity to celebrate every content creator here on YouTube who is actually producing videos every week, staying committed, and can feel calm and really be authentic by doing so. So a celebration for you, and thank you for everyone who's coming in and watching and joining me here. I'm gonna see if we have any. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Nat Uglan and Lena and Savannah, Georgia. Yes, and Sweden. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you so much because it's so much more fun to have someone in my energy here to have a conversation with, even if you can't come up on the screen and talk. We can have a conversation in the chat, and I welcome any questions that you might have around this topic, self-love. Be so kind and write a Q before, so it's easy for me to see what is questions so I don't miss anything. So write a Q and then whatever question you have, or if you just want to share with me where you are on your self-love journey. Because this has been huge in my personal growth journey to really understand this. And as I said earlier, 2015, I closed my last. I had a few toy shops in Stockholm, and I left the last one and went over to internet to try to do it on with a web shop. So I had to build a social media account on Instagram. So I did. And at this time, I didn't want to be on a picture. I hated to be in pictures. But my partner at that time, he said, Marie, this is the only way. You have to show up and spread the word what we are sharing, our products and our services. And so I thought, okay, but there was no self-love included. It was just like pretending. I put on a mask and I was just doing it. And it was really, really difficult because watching the pictures, it was, I don't know how to say it in English, but it was challenging. That's a very small word for this, how I felt at that time. And I remember someone mentioned about building self-love. But at that time, as I said, I just didn't know what that was. Okay, my audio is quite quiet. I'll come closer to you. Hopefully I can reach you better if I am closer. Is this better? Let me know. Thank you for letting me know, Joe. I still have challenges with my microphone, but I think we can come through it if I come in closer. Yeah, so I was recommended to build self-love. And I actually remember how I responded. I was laughing, almost like, that's stupid. What do you mean? What do you mean with self-love? I wasn't aware. I was deep asleep. So I just continued building that Instagram account, marketing our web shop, with pushing and forcing myself to show up. And after a while, I got used to it, but there was no love included. Zero. So it is actually the last 5 years that I have been on this real self-love journey and really understood what difference it makes. So please let me know in the chat if you have started building your self-love, or if you feel like it's a struggle, or like I would love to do it, but I don't know how. It feels awkward. Just share with me where you are if you have started this journey. Yeah. Because where I am today, it just feels like I felt madly in love with myself. It's pretend. Assume that you're meeting a love partner. I'm sure you have done that through life. Think about some of your previous love affairs. When you meet this partner and you just, wow, there's just butterflies in your whole system, and you have so much energy, and there's so much joy and curiosity and creativity, and you wake up in the morning and you just feel excited for a new day with your new partner, everything you're gonna do and share. There's just love in the air, right? Imagine you getting that going with yourself. Imagine, because it is possible. That's what you can create if you really commit to build self-love. And I'm going to soon share with you here the 5 things. There are many things. I just picked the 5 things that I think has been most obvious to me, which is not so which doesn't take up space in my life anymore, to put it that way. So soon I'm gonna share that with you. Jennifer says, I'm working on it. Yeah. Great. And many times when we decide to do something, or when we are thinking about doing something new, we get stuck in this place of trying. Now you're saying I'm working on it, so I celebrate you, Jennifer, because you probably have made a committed decision that I'm going to do this now. I'm going to start to give myself love and compassion every day. So that's wonderful. But for everyone else, if you are in that place, because that's where I was for a long time, I tried. But when we say that we try to love ourselves, what we are really saying is that it's okay to fail. Like we already have accepted that I might not be able to do it. It's too hard. I don't know how. So we already has prepared ourselves for failure. And remember, it's not failing if we don't succeed at once, but we just want to make this committed decision. I am ready. I'm gonna do this now. And we had this conversation in our program, Unleash Your Worthy Woman in Queen Formation, last week with the women there. And it was so beautiful to hear when they share how different it is now when they really are committed and doing these practices every single day. They show up for themselves and they give themselves this compassion. It's so beautiful to see the difference. Yes, I have been on this journey for some years. I never thought I would get to a place where I am so kind to myself as I am now. Yeah, wow. I celebrate you, Lena. It's beautiful when it changes. It changes so many things. Because we all came here to Mother Earth as pure love. Pure love. You are worthy of love. And I also want you to accept the fact that you are love itself. That's how you came here. But that's what we have been taught to forget about. We forgot about our own power. And for everyone who's watching this as a replay, or maybe if you're on now live and you don't know who I am, my name is Marie, and I call myself Queen Marie, as you see here. And why am I doing that? Why do you think I call myself a queen? It's a reminder to myself to always value myself and love myself, and to remember my own greatness within, the same greatness that you have within you. There's no difference between you and me. It's all about if we remember how amazing we are. You are incredible, but you have probably forgot it. And that's what they want us to. Society don't want us to understand how powerful we are. But you are. I am. And I found this way, calling myself Queen Marie, helps me to always remember my inner power, why I'm here, and to value and love myself. It's such a difference. Yes, Lena, it changes everything. Does anyone have a question around self-love before I share the 5 things that I have left behind after I've done this work with myself? Well, work. I don't know. I don't even want to call it work, because it's a real pleasure once you get it going. When you get over the first mountain of what when it feels awkward and you like, oh, feel strange to look at yourself in the mirror and say I love you and I accept you. But that's where everything starts. But once we have climbed the first mountain, it becomes easier, and it actually feels like pleasure to go up every morning and just look at yourself in the mirror and say nice things to yourself and hug yourself. If you haven't hugged yourself yet, do it now. And this is the things that should be natural. It should come as a natural thing. Because from the day you were born and until the day you will die, because we know that we were born and we will die one day, the one person you're gonna spend the most time with is you. So what relationship, what love affair might be most important to work on, to, how do you say, nourish? The one for yourself, right? That's the most important relationship that there is in your life. Nothing else is more important. So let's go for these 5 things that actually diminish. Can you say that? I don't know. It kind of disappears. Not totally, and you will understand why. Because the first one is self-doubt. You will not doubt yourself the same way as you used to once you have built this beautiful self-love, this love for yourself. Because once you get to know yourself and value yourself, you will also start to trust your inner intuition. It will work as your inner guide. It will always guide you. So you don't need to be stuck in self-doubt and doubting anything in your life. Because you can just stop and breathe and center yourself and reconnect and listen within. Listen to your heart. And you will always find the answers. So that's the first one that I realized, the self-doubt. Doubting that I know enough, that I am good enough, that I can do something, or that I have the answers. So the doubt is just out of the window. And of course, sometimes it comes back because we are only humans, right? But we don't stay there. Because again, as soon as we remind ourselves and reconnect to loving ourselves and valuing, we always know how to continue. And the second one is people pleasing. I can't really remember the last time I was people pleasing, and I used to be a huge people pleaser. Just learning to say no from a place of love for myself, and also love and respect for the person who maybe wants me to do something or whatever it is. But learning to set healthy boundaries to everyone around us. I think that was I don't know, I can't really grade which one came first, but it's really, really huge difference from before when I didn't love and value myself. It really tied together. When you don't respect and love and value yourself, you will be a people pleaser because you will always search for approval in the outer world. You always need someone else to validate you, to say that you are beautiful and good enough and worthy. But once you love yourself really deeply, you don't need that anymore. It's always nice to receive compliments, but you don't need them to exist. You don't need them to feel good, because you are there for you, giving yourself this beautiful love. So that's wonderful. It's such a difference. And also learning to say yes in alignment with who you are today. So you say yes to the things that, yeah, I can do this. Because you have built a new belief around yourself. So you're not afraid anymore. You're not afraid of failing. You're not afraid of making mistakes. Because it's okay. Even if I make a mistake, even if this goes wrong, even if this, ends up in catastrophe, chaos, or whatever it is you're gonna do, I know I'm fine because I hold a space for myself in love. So if we want to succeed, if we want new great things to happen in our life, we need to take risks. I remember my mentor Bob Proctor. He talked a lot about risk taking. And what is risk taking? I mean, you don't want to maybe stand on one leg next to a cliff where, you can fall over and kill yourself. But taking risk when it comes to love, maybe reach out to people, and you risk that someone says no, turns you, how do you say, turns you off? Well, you know what I mean. Reaching up for help, it's always a risk that someone says, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Or coming up with a great idea, which you think is great when you at work. You might brainstorm something and you feel like, oh, I have this idea, but I don't know if I can share it because maybe they think it's stupid or not good enough, or etc., etc. But when you truly love and value yourself, you will raise your hand and say, I have an idea. And you share it. And it's okay if no one loves it. It's okay. Because you hold that space for yourself. You don't need the validation from the outer world. It's huge. Oh, I really want everyone to feel this feeling of having this foundation of self-love and self-worth. Because do you know what that creates? Do we have anyone in here who knows what self-love and self-worth creates? What it builds upon? Oh, I have some questions here. I'm gonna come back to you here in a minute. Once you have built self-love and self-worth, you will be this wonderful, confident being who just radiates. Because confidence is so much more than just have the courage to do new things and to jump into the unknown. Real confidence, it's also like, maybe you think that confident is like, well, I can do this. I know they will like me. I would know they will like what I'm coming up with. You have that kind of confidence. But that's not true confidence. The true confidence, which really comes from within, is I will be okay even if no one likes me. even if no one likes what I'm doing, I still am okay. Let that sink in. How amazing would that be to have that kind of confidence? It's not about being the loudest person in the room, always having opinions and having the last word and being the one who's, taking up most space. No, it's the one who feels so safe and okay with just being without any validation. That's the beautiful confidence that you will receive once you have built the foundation of self-love and self-worth. I think I take the next two before I go to the questions. Otherwise, I might forget to come back to them. I know myself, when I start to speak about something, I sometimes get lost. The fourth one is you will notice these endless negative self-talk that most of us is busy doing. Who can relate to that? Any negative self-talk? Anyone who has this inner roommate with a lot of nonsense and a lot of BS? Because that's what it is. It's just a bunch of lies that's going on. The negative self-talk was just beautiful to get rid of. And again, I'm human, so sometimes it pops up, but I can relate to it different. And it's very, very much more quieter today than it used to be, because I fill that space today with great positive self-talk. Like, I'm saying nice things to myself, and I'm occupied my mind with loving thoughts and possibilities, and I choose to look for the good. So there is not much room for all this negativity. So that's so freeing. Because if you are one of them who is having challenges with this negativity that's running wild on autopilot, it takes so much energy. So much energy that you lose. You're leaking every waking hour from this negativity. And we can't just stop it. It doesn't work that way. We have to come from another place and just first of all understand that it's not me. That voice in my head saying all these nasty things, it's not me. I am the one who is aware. I am the observer. And if you can just back off and really watch it like, wow, interesting, I hear you, but don't take it so seriously, so many things will start to change in your life. But it doesn't happen overnight. But starting to build this beautiful self-love will make the whole difference. That's where we start. And the fifth one is, once you truly, truly, deeply love and honor and value yourself, you stop settling for less. You don't stay with the crumbs. Do you say that? Breadcrumbs. You don't play small anymore because you know your worth. Feel into that. How would that be? And by seeing yourself as the one you always been, because your higher self, you have probably heard that over and over. Some people say the better version of you, but that kind of leaves that what? So the the previous no the current version is not good enough. So you have to be careful with what words you use. So this true self, this higher self, has always been inside of you. Your job is to just remember to reconnect with that version of you, so you stop playing small and instead showing up in love for yourself and self-acceptance. You accept yourself just as you are this moment. You don't have to do anything else before you are worthy of all your love. You don't have to condition it, because it's all about unconditional love. So we don't need to lose weight, grow your hair, get your new glasses, or get rid of your acne, or lift your face from wrinkles. I'm getting into this age now when it's like things are happening, and to be able to stand in love and just accept, this is a new version of me, like on the outside, but still I love myself unconditionally. Nothing needs to change. That's beautiful. So beautiful. So now I'm going to get into the questions here. Thank you for everyone who's showing up here, and let me know where you're tuning in from, whether you're here live or if you have been watching this as a recording. I would love to know if you where you are. How far can I reach with my channel in the world without trying to manipulate with algorithms and do everything, I just want to, is it enough to just show up being me, the authentic me, and be of service? That's what I would love to know. Emma, hello. I'm fairly new to this journey, but the improvements have been near miraculous. However, it varies from day to day. Some days I seem to revert back to my previous thought patterns. Yes, and that's all natural. I don't know exactly. Yeah, you say there you're fairly new to this. Maybe you have been doing it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or 6 months. Doesn't matter. It takes time. If you, depending on for how long you've been here on Mother Earth, you have to keep in mind that you have probably been nasty to yourself, or ignoring yourself, or not paying any attention to yourself for years and years. And you can't just change that overnight or over a week or two. So it takes time. So whatever you do, don't judge yourself when you fall back. Just hold space and like, wow, now I did that again. But it's okay. I choose this road again. So you guide yourself in love to the right destination. Thank you so much for sharing this, Emma. I don't know if that's your name, Emma. But anyway. Emma, anyway, you are from Northeast USA. And Joanna is from UK. Thank you for sharing. Let's get back to a question here. Here we are. Nattuglan, that sounds very Swedish. How can I keep up the self-love when people in low vibrations undermines you constantly? That's a great question. I think everyone who's been on and am on, because we are on this journey for the rest of our life. This is, look upon it as a muscle. Like if you go to the gym, or if you start to run or do yoga or whatever it is you choose to do to take care of your body, you can't just do it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a couple of years. If you want to stay healthy, you have to keep doing it. And it's the same with self-love and self-worth. So when you realize that you have people around you in your environment, maybe in your family or your relatives or at work or friends, maybe they haven't started their journey yet, maybe they will never do it, and they are stuck in their hamster wheel of negative self-talk and judgmental appearance to themselves and to others. And I mean, judging, it's it's a virus. It's a virus that is spreading because there is so much judging going on. But back to your question, you can only do you. You can never ever change anyone else. You can never try to fix anyone else. You can never tell anyone else to act and talk and show up in a different way. We can't. The only thing you can do is take responsibility over how you act, how you take care of yourself, how you show up in this world, how you spread your light and love to other people around you. And that is many times the key. Because if you really committed to yourself and do this work, and as Emma said here so beautifully, that she has really seen a huge change, that things starts to happen, you will understand that there is no way back. I can't go back to sleep and not doing this work because you feel so good. So hopefully you will be able to inspire some people in your environment by showing up in the loving way that you do. That when you find yourself in with people who speak negatively negative about someone else, maybe someone is judging anyone else, or yes, you say, these low vibration conversations that you can find everywhere around us. If you can be strong and brave in these situations and say, I'm sorry, but I don't want to take part of this conversation because maybe we speak about a person who's not present, and that's not fair, or I don't want to speak negative about the weather or whatever it is going on. I mean, there are so many things that people are judging in their lives, like there's not enough money, or there's not enough, but they don't have enough how do you say, promotions at work, and their relationship sucks, or whatever it is, that you can inspire by choosing the topics that makes you feel good. So you can be a inspiration here, Nattugland, if you choose to be. But sometimes also I have many friends who is witnessing that they are actually now thinking about leaving their work because it's so toxic. And my daughter actually did that last summer because she understood, I can't stay here. It drags me down. So sometimes we have to make these difficult decisions to actually quit a job, or maybe we have to pause some friends or relatives while we are doing this work with ourselves. Because in the beginning we are very, how do you say? We are vulnerable. because we haven't really got into it. So if we are just surrounded with negativity and these low vibrations, it will pull us back, hold us back. We will not be able to move forward in the way we want. I hope that makes sense to you, and hope you can inspire your environment just by showing up in a loving way. And some people will question you. They will wonder, what the hell is wrong with you? And especially if we are in a relationship and they find us in the bathroom in front of the mirror saying loving affirmations, and yeah, you might want to lock the door in the beginning. Keep the all the critics outside. Let me know if that helps you. It's not always easy. It's not. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And we would have a beautiful world. But that's not how it looks like. Now let's see. How can I... Is this the same question? How can I keep up the cell phone when I'm constantly set boundaries? Why can't I see the rest of your question? This is interesting. Bear with me, bear with me. It shrinks. If I do like this, then. Set boundaries. It's not always working with toxic people at work. No, it's all about, I mean, what relationship do you have to these people? If it's your partner, it's not that easy maybe to just leave. And we can only communicate what is important for us. And if they respect that, and if they accept it and listen, and they're willing to be a part of your journey, and even if they're not ready yet, fine. But if they don't want that, we will always come to a point where we have to make a difficult choice. Either I stay in this environment where I don't feel supported, or I go. So of course you start to set healthy and loving boundaries, saying what's important for you, and if they accept it, fine, great. If they don't, then you have to consider what is your next step. Because once you value and love yourself, you will not tolerate people who's undermining you. But in the beginning, it's difficult to stand up for yourself. Again, most of us has been people pleaser our whole life. We are so scared that people are not going to like us, love us, accept us, that we just want to belong, right? Be a part of the group. And sometimes, I've gone through this the last 5 years, some phases has been lonely. Because you will lose people. Not everyone will understand this. And it's okay. We have people in our life during a certain time of life, and then it's time to move on. And new people will appear. But if we don't make space for the new people, we will be stuck in the past. Okay. Yes, I have quit this job. Wow, I celebrate you for your courage. Great. Absolutely. You show the universe, you show yourself that this is my level. Because if we tolerate all this shit, guess what we are going to attract? We will stay on that low vibration, and that's what we're going to attract into our life. Nothing is going to change. no matter how much we want it to change. Thank you so much for sharing. And I saw another question here. Or did I? Joanna, I can get it sorted in my head, then I go to sleep and it starts all again. Why? Okay, I guess it is the negativity, the shatter in your mind that starts once you go to sleep. And I think so many can relate to this. What I did was to be very, very careful with how I ended my day. So I stopped using screens early in the evening. I didn't allow myself to scroll on social media, especially not social media. I did not watch movies at all for a very long time, but that's something I can also suggest. Don't, try to just keep yourself busy with watching Netflix hour after hour after hour, because what you need to do is to sit with yourself, to do this work of just accepting what is going on there without interfering, without being frustrated and trying to stop it and question it and getting sad, or just be the witness, be the observer who's just listening, and then do some practices, use loving affirmations to balance it. Do a meditation, a guided meditation, which helps you to go into this deep love for yourself. And the more you do this, it won't happen over one night, but the more you stay, what's the word I'm looking for? Stay disciplined with this boundaries for yourself. You stand in love for yourselves. You don't use the screens, and you don't take part of toxic conversations if that's something goes on with some friends or your mom or your sister or your brother or whatever it is you have in your life. You try to, no, you don't try. You make it happen by having this boundary that this is how I want to end my day. And if someone comes to interfere, you just say, no, stop. This is my me time. And you might be a mother, you might have children. If you communicate this is my boundaries. I don't want to hear about these kind of things. So you kind of today was a challenging day with English. You are rinsing out all these things that do not serve you anymore. And again, we cannot force anyone else to act in a way that we wish them to, your partner or your kids, but you can inspire them and you can leave the room if it gets too toxic or dark or heavy. Because if you can keep your, let's say the last 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed in a high vibration, like do something that makes you feel good, maybe go for a walk or take a warm bath or meditation or just dance for 5 minutes, listen to good music. Good music is really, really good to use. I'm sure you know that. something that helps you feel good. So you don't go to bed with all this busyness that comes from social media, television, Netflix, arguing with your partner, or whatever it is. If you set healthy boundaries, like this is how I want my evenings to be, you can still do your laundry, you can still cook dinner, you can still be with your kids, but you have healthy boundaries about how you want the evenings to be. Because when you go to bed, you are in a whole different place, and you can immediately start to maybe listen to meditation, affirmations, do affirmations yourself, just go through your day and acknowledge yourself, celebrate yourself for the things you have done that worked well. And if there has been anything that didn't work so well, you can like imagine, all right, I understand I could have done it better. I could have done it this way instead. But it's okay, I'm learning. And you hug yourself and you give yourself so much love. If you can end your day before you get to sleep at night, I can't put it in words how much easier it will be for you to sleep and how you will wake up in the morning. But again, it's a process, and you have to make a committed decision, and you will need to catch yourself over and over and over again when you fall into the old pattern. But I would suggest take away the screens in the evening. And if you have kids, it's really good to see for the kids to see their parents not using their screens, their mobiles, all the time. So many things will change. Try it. Do it. And let me know how it goes, Joanna. Thank you so much for sharing this, because this, I think, is so common for so many that it affects our ability to sleep at night. No wonder. I mean, look what's going on in the outer world. Are we surprised that we can't sleep? So how we end our day is crucial. I used to say that it's even more important than how we start our day. Because whatever you take with you to bed and into your sleep, it's what your subconscious mind will grab into. You feed your subconscious mind with that. Worrying, doubting, the fearful thoughts, whatever it is that's going on in your mind. If you don't clear that before you go to sleep, that's what you will wake up with. So that makes it even more difficult to start your day in a great way, which we want to do, of course. So both are important, but I think many times we speak so much about only the morning rituals. How do you start your day? But we also need to look into how do we end our day. Oh, thank you so much for all the interactions here in the chat. I really, really appreciate you for being here with me and sharing where you are on your journey. I'm gonna see, have I missed any questions? Yes, you're just saying you have same experience, right? I'm over 60 but absorb other people's probs during the day. Problems, I guess what it is, yeah. Yeah. And again, we are responsible for what environment we are in and what we choose to listen to. Because we can always say, stop, stop, stop. No, 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 no. I'm not interested in this. Thank you, but no thank you. If we set these boundaries from our heart with love, then it's okay. You have the right to say no and to choose what you allow in to your system, because it will affect you if you just let everything comes in. And that's why so many are struggling, because they keep watching television. Television, TV program. They are programming us with their truth, what they want us to believe, with what they want us to choose in life. You don't want to be programmed from anyone in the outside, but that's what what we will be from television. They tell a vision. They tell you a story that they want you to believe in. And if you're not aware and awake and say, stop, no, 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 I don't want to listen to this, I turn this off. If you're just laying there in the sofa and let it go into you, your mind, well, life will be hard. And I can tell you, by stopping, when I stopped watching TV, it was life-changing. I understand now how influenced I was from the things they program me with. I'm kind of a sensitive person, and it drained me to watch all these news about what's going on in the world. And it doesn't mean that we don't care. We can show our love and care in so many other ways. If you keep your energy and light for yourself instead of leaking it while watching television and scrolling on social media or whatever we do, you can spread that light and love out in the world. So you are actually doing good. You are actually a force for good by setting these boundaries. But most people don't see it that way. Before I leave you, I want us to just practice pretending that you already now are deeply in love with yourself by breathing like you already love yourself deeply. You can do that. Maybe it helps if you put your hands on your heart and you just breathe in love. How would that feel, do you think? Use your imagination. How could it feel if you breathe in love and then exhale love? Breathe in love and exhale love. How would that feel if every conscious breathing could feel like deep, deep love for yourself? Try it. Inhale and exhale. And do it with love. Does it feel good? You see, this journey is about giving yourself the chances to try different things. Like, how does this feel? How does this make me feel? Is breathing, does that help me? Breathing has been crucial for me. I always stop and pause and breathe and reconnect many times each day. And recently I have added this exercise of just breathing in love and breathing out. It's just a circle of love. So try that for a while and be grateful. Be grateful for you, for the incredible being as you are. And I want you to accept the fact that you are love itself. You are pure love. That's how you arrived here. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday live stream. I see you next Sunday. I love you